Hey, um, okay, this is the second one of these that I've done. Um, I did one a couple days ago. Well, one of these webcam videos, live streams, which, is completely new to me. Um, so in that video, I had, I thought I had some audio issues. There's these little dots down here in this. Oh, you can't see them, so it doesn't matter where I point. um, there's these dots that register. It seemed to show that like it's picking up an audio signal, and it was just barely. It seemed like it was barely registering. And then I uploaded a video, and and somehow in the editing process, I was able to like watch the video, but there was no sound, so I thought it wasn't working, and so I tried another one, and and I just kind of like was talking through it, and I didn't know if it was registering or not. I went to my preferences, checked the sound level on my laptop, and it turns out that uh, it showed it was registering the sound there, but I didn't look like it was connecting with YouTube. Well, I watched it back, and it turns out that it did work. So I guess we're good, I assume, even though I don't have visual security of that. Um, so with that said, um, in the previous video, I was mentioning this gar- garment that I wear, which is basically a lot in the basement, especially, is where I am right now. It's basically my kids. Um, sorry, I've got an itch on my heel. I've got what was I saying? Oh yeah, my kids' blankets, from when they were younger. Actually, one is still young, but anyway, they're very cozy, and they're just perfect to double up and throw around your shoulders. And then I would put this hook clip on it, and it kind of looked like a medieval cloak. Well, today it seems a little colder in here, and my feet were freezing. And I remembered something that I said, I'm sorry, that I heard when I was a kid, which is, if your feet are cold, wear a hat. So I just thought, well, you know what? I don't have a hat down here, but maybe I could just, instead of wearing it, the the children's blanket as a cloak, I could wear it as like a hooded cloak, and so I'm doing that, and it's weird. It's like, even though my feet feel warmer, but because I've doubled up the blanket, the middle of my it's riding too high. It's like it only goes down to like my upper back, and so my lower back just feels really cold and drafty. So you know what? Maybe let me see. I guess it'll be thinner, but maybe I'll see if I can do it. So I won't double it up. Let's see here. Okay, it's going down further in my back. Oh man, I don't know how much it's gonna bother me with my hair sticking out. Yeah, that's not. I was worried that since it's not thick, it might. Oh, then there's a glare from the clip. Maybe if I clip it in a different position. No, it's still glaring. There we go. Oh, that's better. Okay. So this seems to be working better. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is, well, that I just thought of. I was just like, actually, this has gone. This video has seemed to have gone pretty, longer than I thought. I was worried that it was going to be shorter, like the last one, and I was like, I don't know what else to talk about right now. And I looked over and I saw that I happened to have this Lenny Kravitz Mama Said. Uh-oh, we have glare issues. Well, I mean, you know what this album looks like. Yeah, Lenny Kravitz Mama Said CD. And I found it at a thrift store for like a buck, I didn't necessarily wasn't dying to get it, but it just it triggered something in me that I it's something that I've thought about for as long as the album has been out, um, and to speak on that, when I got this album when it came out on cassette, um, I was really excited about it. At the time, I just, somehow I was into what Lenny Kravitz was doing. And so I got it. And, I just almost more than the music. I mean, I liked the music at the time, but the packaging, the album, the layout and the design just really just looked great. I mean, it just really spoke to me, what, uh, in a way that's a lot of other albums have not, and so I guess I didn't think about it too much at the time, but in the last 10 years or so I've gotten more into design and aesthetic, um, doing album covers and working with layouts and stuff for this other business I have. And it's made me realize, like, this is an album cover, and even, I mean, the whole thing, the oh, whoops. Yeah, yeah. Well, everything about it, the booklet inside, it's all. Let me see, where can I put it? Where I just, what would be awesome is if I could just clip it onto here while I'm, you know, talking about it. Let's see, I got to turn this way and then maybe put this down a bit. There we go. That's cool. Let's see here. I'm gonna get that off his face. There we go. All right. Yeah, just so I don't have to worry about the glare or holding it or anything. So anyway, um, it's something that I've periodically thought about, multiple times a year. Just like it just comes back to me. It's, and also another thing. I mean, just to quickly touch on is the smell of late '80s, early '90s cassettes packaging. Like new ones. Something they must have used a different, or like they must have used. There must have been a new kind of printing, or maybe they, all the labels were using the same printing house, or they were, you know, something about it had changed to where, when you would open up a new cassette in the late '80s, it had a certain smell, and the booklet had a certain feel to it. And it's like the smell and the music and the look of it, it just all kind of went together, and it was really nice. Um, so that's another thing. But getting back to the design, I mean, you know, forget about what the music's like, what, how good it is, or how cheesy it is, or whatever. The design of this is a home run. I mean, this is a home run right here. I mean, it's really just on its own. Even if it was just there was no music on the CD, there's something about it that would still make you want to buy it, even for a buck. If they just sold it as a blank CD for a buck. Um, the photography, for one thing, is incredible. I mean, that's just its own thing. And then the the kind of monochromatic aspect of it is, makes it seem classy. Um, I don't know if you see it. Well, I mean, most of you know this album. It's gosh, this webcam is so blurry, and I've got this. Let me move the clip over just a little bit more. But yeah, the font, incredible. Where it is. I guess I'm gonna have to take this off for a second. Where it is, how the layout of the font, um, and even the spine. It's like so classy. I don't know if you can see that, but uh, it's like everything else is kind of has a darker tone to it, but they made the spine, white, and the font is more basic there, but opening it up, it's like you got this picture, and I wonder if I let me well, let's see, I can just use this blanket here and just see if I'm wondering if it's smudgy, or if I guess it's just webcam quality is not that great, so all right, so the even the on the CD itself, the again, you just get great font stuff going on. um oh, here we are. Put this down for a second. I mean, it's just a standard booklet, but it just has a class to it that um it's just incredible, I think. I mean, aside from any integrity the music has in itself, I mean, the packaging, or the artwork and the design, the layout is a home run for that album. Um, and I feel better having, just to talk about it. Um, I feel better, because and it makes me wonder, am I going to think about this album in the same way, or is it going to come to my mind? Has it been popping up in my head? Not the music itself, but the album design and artwork, multiple times a year. Has it been popping up because I just felt like this kind of like there's been kind of an incomplete expression on my part. Um, like I needed to address it. I mean, have I addressed it now? And is it over? Maybe I won't think about it anymore. On one hand, now, okay, so I got, like I said, I got this CD at a thrift store for $1, and honestly, I didn't have any intention of listening to it. And I remember the songs, I remember liking them, but I think I'll throw it in the car and listen to it again. It's been a while, and it's it might be one of those things where it starts playing and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's cool. No, I remember I really liked this, back then. And just pop it out and put in some whatever, Kenny G, or whatever else, or Miles Davis or something that I have in the car. But the only other thing the only other thing I have to say about Lenny Kravitz, I mean, just like a personal anecdote, is when my wife and I were living in Brooklyn in the early 2000s. And those of you who live in New York, of course, know this well. It's just like the noises, are everywhere. The noises in the street, the noises everywhere. So what must have happened is that somebody in an apartment building nearby, for maybe some security purposes, I don't know what, they put on "Are You Gonna Go My Way" in their CD player and just on repeat, and cranked the volume, and then they must have gone out of town for 2 weeks. So that song played for 2 weeks straight at top volume, the bass just emanating, you know, into everybody's buildings on the block. I mean, it might have been in like 2 blocks away. I don't know. It was just like da na na na, you gotta go, na, na, na. And then it was just like repeat. And I mean, it was nonstop. Finally, 2 weeks later, it stopped. The person came home, and that was a relief. That might have scarred me from, I mean, I really wasn't like trying to listen to Lenny Kravitz then, but I mean, that was a terrible experience. All right. I guess I don't have any more to say about it. And uh, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm just new to this YouTube thing. I have another video. The reason I'm trying to do this is because I have another video that like went semi-viral. It's like a how to siphon water without sucking. Like you see people doing movies where they, it's like they're trying to get gas out of a car and they end up having to get it in their mouth. I had water in a pit. I had to drain it, and I didn't want to. It was just like this nasty ass brown water that had been sitting stagnant. Obviously, I didn't want to get any of that in my mouth for a second, so I just figured out a way how to do it without sucking. If you want to go to my other videos, you can check it out. But it has like almost maybe just under 200,000 views. And I was thinking, I just thought this was like 10 years ago that I posted it. And I remember thinking when it got close to 100,000, I was like, man, how do I monetize this? But, maybe I should, but I was just too lazy. I didn't get around to it. But then I was thinking about it the other day, and I Google searched. I was like, how do you monetize this? And it said you have to have 1,000 subscribers or like reach 4,000 hours of watched videos within a month or something. I can't remember what it is, but I thought, well, man, I need to start making videos, and get subscribers. I'm not sure if this is the way to go about it, but it's just all that's coming to my head, in the time I have, which is not much to even mess with it. I'm not going to be like a video editor person or whatever. It's just going to be probably me in the basement, just talking about stuff and giving little blanket hacks. Hope you like it at some degree. All right, I guess I'll stop this.